Also, please confirm me you are able to see my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. In last session, we have discussed a few of the concepts related to studio environment, and we will see more about it. So I'm taking the new solution again. I'm just closing the solution, and we have discussed about what are the, interacting windows in the Visual Studio environment, what are the components available in it, and we will see more about it. See, first, I just opened the Visual Studio. I'm just creating one new solution. New. This is how we have created last session. We have seen, right? File, new, and project. And we are taking any of one of this. As we discussed last time, this is by default. Whenever we are creating a project, by default it is creating one automation.os file. If we select this one, it will not create any automation file by default. We have to create our own. Okay, and we'll see demo one. Before going to project development, any of the project development, we will have to understand what are the components available, so we'll know more about it first, then we'll start the application development later. Okay, I just given a demo project, and the solution name I'm just changing. Solution, I'm just creating. If you see, here it is creating in documents Visual Studio projects. I'll just keep it as default location to create the project. I'm just clicking OK. So if you see, automation.os file not created, but it has created the solution, and it has created the project, and it has created any reference file. By default, it is going to add. These are all DLLs. These are all DLLs available in the root folder of installation of this Visual Studio or PEGA Robotic Studio. All these references by default adding as a reference for it. If you want to have external DLLs added to this project, we will add as a reference wherever we are keeping the location, and it will extract from the location by browsing that one. Okay, so we will see how this project is storing in a local disk. I'm just clicking on this project, open in a folder in File Explorer. Okay, I'm just showing how this project is going to create. So if you see, it has created in Visual Studio projects folder. By default, this is the project folder, right? So now it is created is, now we have created the project. This is demo solution. So this is the solution folder, and inside this solution folder, it has created one project folder, and it has created one solution file with the same name, demo solution.sln. .sln means solution file, and whereas here, if you see, first it has created solution, demo solution, and inside it has created one project, and inside it has created one project. Okay, if you are creating one more project, it is going to create one more project folder. I'll just show you. Just right click on it, and if you want to create any project level, we have to select the solution. If you want to create any files inside the project, then we have to right click on project items. Okay, so now we are creating project level, so we have to right click on solution, then we have to create add new project. I'm just for demo purpose, I'm just giving the name as project one only, just clicking OK. Now it has created two projects. One is demo project initially, which we have created at the time of solution development, solution creation, and now we have created one more project. Now we will go to and see in the same solution folder. Now the one more project folder got created. with the name project 1. Okay. Now how many projects we are creating under this solution, it is going to create a particular folder for that each project. Just clicking again project 2, clicking OK. Likewise we can create multiple projects. Okay, now it has created one more project. Inside of each project it will be having a bin file, obj file, properties, and inside of uh, os stands for here demo project. We have given the title of the project, and os prog, which means extension for it is as openspan project. Okay, openspan project. And this bin and obj, it is having the reference files. If we deleting these reference files, it is going to create once again. Whenever we are building the solution, these two files it is creating once again. These are the temporary files storing the reference data. Okay, now once again we came to demo solution, and if we see the variation between main project and reference projects here, if you see any of these projects, whichever it is in bold and thick like here, like it is going to be uh, main project, and all these are all reference project. We can build the main project and we can run the solution from the main project only. All these files and the reference projects, we can add the features of project 1 and project 2 into demo project. So why we are creating multiple projects in the same solution? This is because of multiple reasons. One of it, like if we are already created some functionality in any of the project, the specific functionality defines the to fulfill that purpose. In that time, we are going to reuse the same functionality here. Whenever we are reusing the functionality means there is no need of development, and there is no need of I mean spending that much amount of time for the same task which we are already developed. So to effective development of any of the solution, first we will see whether this functionality is getting adding anywhere in the previous projects. If anywhere in the previous project it was developed, then we are going to add it as a reference, okay, to the main project. So if you see how now we have created the project folders newly created, but how we have to create reference projects here means like create, right click on the solution, add, and initially we have taken as new project. Now we are going to take as existing project. See, existing project. Whenever we are going to click that existing project, it will show the available project supporting files only here. If you see our project, the supporting project extensions only, it will show. In that case, like initially we have developed in previous session demo solution, right? Demo project. Now we are going to select that one and click on open. Now you see, like it has added this existing project into the current solution. So once we have created this adding as a reference, it is not only sufficient, like we have to do one more step to the add it as a reference and use the functionalities of it. Right click on it and add, manage imported projects. Now we are not able to see any other project because we have three different projects apart from main project. Why it is not showing means we have to add it as a reference first, then under those references we'll be seeing that reference projects here. So now we are not seeing anything. For that we have to add it as a reference. So first go to the reference section of that particular main project, expanding, and these are the by default DLL files which are getting added. So whenever we are taking any of the component defined in OpenSpan, those are getting added as a reference here. Now I'm going to add other three projects as a reference here. I'm just right clicking on it, add a reference, and it will go open add a reference folders. Like it will show what are the .NET components available and what are the com available .coms, like what are the projects available, and if we have any where in our local folder, if you want to add it as a reference, then it will show. And if there are any recently we have added those reference also, it will show under this reference. Let's wait, it's taking time for responding. Cancel, it's taking time. Close the program. Let it close. Okay, unfortunately it has closed the entire Visual Studio. We are going to take one more Visual Studio reference. It's taking time. Okay. Meanwhile, can anyone of you confirm that you have received the link for installation files? Anyone tried installing the software in your local machines?
No, I haven't received it.
Sorry.
I haven't received
Uh,
any files. So.
okay. Okay. Yesterday, team has shared the link. Are you in that group?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. Please ask to add it that in that group so that links has been shared already to download the
Okay.
software using that link. So installation also we the reference file I have shared with the team. So you can install directly by seeing it, or if you're facing any difficulty while installing, just let us know in tomorrow's sending session so that I can help you. Okay, and
Sure.
just
Thank
yeah. So I'm opening the same solution which is having multiple projects as a reference. So now it has opened. So we are now just trying to adding the sub projects as a reference to the main project, right? So first to add that one, we have already added these projects, but we are not able to see the references information here. I'm just right clicking on it and clicking on manage imported projects. I'm not able to see available projects, right? For that, we need to add a reference to the main project first. So we are going to the reference section, and we are right clicking on the reference and clicking on that add reference. And going to the browse section, going to the project sections, sorry, going to the project sections, we can see how many projects are there in the solution. We are going to see all those projects information here apart from main project. You see, demo project is the main project, and project 1 and project 2 are the reference projects here. So we are seeing those reference projects details only here, project 1 and project 2. So just select the project whichever you want, and multiple projects also we can select at a time. Select the projects available and click OK. Now you are going to see here project 1 and project 2 got added here under the reference of main project. Okay, project 1 and project 2 got added. Now right click on the project and go to manage imported projects. Now I'm able to see other project references also, right? If you want to add all at once, just I mean click here, and all projects will be added. If you want to add one by one, just select and click on here. It is going to add one by one. If you want to unreference those projects, select unreference. If you want to select import all project at once, just select OK, click OK. Then all available features or functionalities defined under this project 1 and project 2 are getting added to the demo project, which is main project, and those functionalities we can add it here. How to add it we can see later, but the motto of is here, like we can add multiple projects under the same solution. If you want to make this we have three different projects right here. If you want to make any other project as a main project, then we are right click on it and we can select a set as startup project. So it will become the main project. The execution starts from here. If you see, this got changed. The boldness and the thick of this one got changed, which means we can always identify the main project by seeing this bold. Okay, so I'm keeping it as a main project again. Okay, now we have multiple projects under this, and you will be having some doubt here how these references are getting added, where all these references are locating inside our folders. See, I'm also showing the toolbox components available. I'm just taking one automation file here, add new item. I'm right clicking on the project. I'll show you once again. Right clicking on the project, add new item. We are going to discuss each one of it in later session. Each one will take one more session to discuss each one here. Like once you trying to add project items to the project, you will be seeing this I mean for template here. Under this template, PEGA Robotic Studio, you are going to see general and miscellaneous and text adapters, and all these things we are going to discuss. But for now, I'm just selecting any one of it. Automation, these automation files used for developing the automation flows. Whatever we are developing the automation flows here, we are going to develop in this automation file only. You see, automation.os file, as we discussed, os stands for open span file, and we can give the naming convention as per our the process. If we are splitting the process flows to develop in multiple automations, because for maintenance and development it is easy while developing the project. Suppose if there is a application which you want to launch the application, login application, navigate application, perform some actions on it, and closing of application, these kind of different functionalities are available in that application interaction. In those cases, either you can perform all these activities in the same automation, in the single automation, or you can split these activities into multiple tasks and you can develop multiple automations. Suppose in maintenance wise, or in multiple retry attempts, if you're launching and login, if it is a repeating task, if the application is not responding, if it is a repetitive task, then you want to perform the login again, launch of application again and login again. So in those scenarios, you are calling the same automation in the same flow. Like it will be a like a confusion for the maintenance activity as well as development activity also. It will be more hectic. So whatever the task we are performing, we will split those tasks according to the steps in the process. Then we will develop each task for one automation. Okay, suppose I'm just clicking here, keep giving the name as a automation one. It's, it's taking time to respond. Okay, now it has created. So whenever we have created any automation, you can see initially it is not having any components. We have discussed it, right? These are the .NET components and PEGA Robotic components. Okay, all these components available inside our root folder of the project, root folder of the product. Okay, whenever we are seeing these components, these are all resides inside the DLL. Those DLLs are getting extracted after installing our product. Okay, if you see, all these are available inside C. Whenever we install this PEGA Robotic Studio, right, it is going to reside in this C program files, PEGA systems, Studio plugin. Because I have installed Visual Studio on top of it plugin, right? I'm seeing this. If you directly install Visual PEGA Robotic Studio, you're going to see PEGA Robotic Studio folder. Just open it, and if you are going to see, you are going to see lot of DLL files available here. DLL means .dll means dynamic link library. Whatever the functions defined, we will see what are functions, how we can effectively use those functions in later sessions, whenever we are jumping to the scripting concepts, and we are going to discuss all those. But just remember, all these DLL files having predefined methods, all data available inside this DLL files only. If you see here, Microsoft builder.dll, all these are predefined one. Along with this product, it has came, and we are utilizing the predefined functionalities. If we can create, these are predefined, and we can create our own DLLs, and we can create our own components, and we can use in our projects. Okay, we are going to see there, they'll be having lot of methods inside this DLL files, whatever they're defined, and we don't need to redefine again those, and we are going to use. .dll stands for dynamic link library, which means obviously what is library? Library are having lot of information are available, information in the form of books. In real life, we are going to view whatever the information are having in the same concept, like this library information having lot of methods available, which are predefined. So dynamic linking, if you want to use the same functionality in some other place, if this DLL is not there, those functionality can't be used. So we are going to copy and paste wherever we want and add it as a reference in our project. Those functionalities can be utilized in our main project. So all these DLL files we can use wherever we want. Dynamic linking. So just copy and paste in your location and just add it as. These are predefined. So you are going to see all these are available, but we are not going to use all. Only at least only few of this few of these only we are using in a, while project development. Okay, see, all are these DLLs. So how these DLLs getting added in our project means, if you see available components .NET PEGA Robotic components available here, right? If you want to see how these components are, where these components are getting it from, if you just right click on this, any of this, any of the item in the toolbox, just right click on it and go to choose items. I'm showing once again. Right click on any of the component available in the toolbox, right click and select choose items. Then it is going to see here .dll files, which is getting already added and already available DLLs. It is going to show here. It is taking time to show that listed. You see .NET framework components, PEGA static members, all these will not be used, and many we are going to use very few. If you want to explore more the functionalities, like we can make it use wherever we want. Just want to spend more time to understand, but these are the basics, so that you can see how these components where it coming from, all these things, the basic for, because these components only we are going to use in entire projects development. So let it add. Okay, you see here the DLLs and assemblies and namespaces, all these available here, and whatever the checked boxes here, those functionalities only we are seeing it here. There are many which are not checked. All those we are not using. If you want to use, then we are checking this and we are going to see the components available here. Okay, whichever we want. How we come to know which component is available in which DLL? Because whenever we are exploring more things, and we can see in Google also while searching, if you want to use particular method, it is available in which DLL. If we type such information, it will automatically shows which DLL it is resides in it. So we can come here and we can select that particular DLL, and we can add as a reference, so that we can see the components available here. Okay, these DLLs, all these DLLs available in the project folder which I have showed, right, in program files 86 Pega system studio plugin folder. Inside this, inside that, all DLLs available, all those DLLs reference only getting added into our project, and those components available inside those DLLs only we are seeing in the toolbox section. Using these components only, available components in the toolbox only, we are building our solution in the automation file. Okay, So I'm just if you want to add any external DLLs defined by our own, or any reference file taken from anywhere, we are going to add, and we are going to browse that file and getting those components available here. Okay, this is how we are seeing these components available. Okay, and this is how like if you are want to see the same way where it is storing, as we see here, right clicking on the project, going to open folder in the file explorer, so it is directly navigating it to the like file where it is stored, this solution and this project. And the same way, if you right click on here and select that open containing folder, it is navigating to that automation file. See here, it is navigating to the automation file here. Okay, so I'm just deleting these reference files. Let's not confuse here having multiple projects in the same solution. So by, as we discussed, why we are adding these multiple projects in the same solution, if we have multiple applications, to make it reuse of each application in some other place, some other solutions, we are defining it as separate project. Okay, just deleting for now and keeping only one project under one solution. Remove. See, once we have deleted the projects here, automatically reference got deleted. Okay, and I'm just taking this one, and we are going to use these context menus one after one while developing project or building project. We are going to see, suppose let's see, there is a build option here. Whenever we are developing the solution, right, is any I mean flow issues or syntactically any issues while development, it will show the errors inside it. So whenever we are building that solution, it will see logically, it will not see only syntactical errors and issues only, it will show this one. And building and rebuilding, after cleaning the solution, we are going to rebuild the project, so that if it is having any warning data or error information, it is going to show all these things. Okay, whenever we are selecting this clean, it is going to cleanse the unreferenced data, unreferenced files, or previously before build it is having pointing to any references. If you are not using those, then it will cleanse that data here. Okay, and this add, whenever we want to add any like project items, then we are going to right click on the project, then we are going to add it here. As we see, if you want to add any project level, we are right clicking on the solution. Okay, if you see, new item means it is going to create a new item here. Existing item means if you already developed, if you want to make it reuse of it, then we are selecting the existing item. And here, if you see, it is not a structured format. We are defining a like new item automation. And so we are just defining as it is. Yeah, in a project while developing, we are going to have uh, tons of automation files for the development. If you see one application only, we have different kind of activities based on number of steps. As we discussed, launch, login, close application, navigate application, perform particular task in that application. All these activities we are defining it, right? Suppose if you are having multiple applications, like 4 5 applications, then we are going to define multiple automations for development, right? So in a structured format, to make it as a structured understanding, as to follow the organization standards, we are going to create a folders. So I'm just clicking add folder. Inside this folder, suppose the application, uh, any applications called as let's say PEGA application only. PEGA. Inside that, we are going to create another subfolders: actions, events, procedures, actions folder, events, procedures. So we will create a these subfolders inside the application wise, and whatever the actions we are performing, and what are the general operations we are performing, all these things we will segregate, and we will move particular automation into that particular folder. So suppose this is a login action, and this is a closing of that particular application. Then we are going to move to that particular to say modified. Yes, it is asking for, do you want to save modified documents? I'm just clicking yes. I'm moving this one to events. Now we are seeing this is a PEGA application. Inside this, there is an action folder, and we are having multiple automations. Even if we change it here, automatically the folder structure we have opened, right? It is also going to change. Visual Studio projects, demo solution. Inside this demo project, inside this PEGA application, inside this actions. So whenever we are performing any actions, it is automatically reflecting here as well. Okay, we'll maintain such for folder structure as per organization standards. From one organization to other organization, it may differs. Okay, and I'm just right clicking and seeing it as, and already we have seen uh, some of the project items here, context menus, and we have seen a new folder, existing folder. As we discussed, new always we are creating newly, and existing we are utilizing the existing the already developed ones. And references, we are going to add any references to add to add the existing functionalities to inherit those features. We are adding as references. And this new automation, new window forms, all these things we are having here inside this template. Okay, if you're seeing here new automation, new window forms, new Windows application, all these project items we are having here, direct shortcut. All right, new automation, new window forms, new Windows application, new web application, new universal web application, all these options. Once we go to new item, we have seen those, and utilizing of those each item there, we are going to see in later sessions one by one. But let's see these functionalities available. And also we have seen this set as startup project. As we discussed, if you have multiple projects, and if you want to make any of the project as a startup project, then we are utilizing this one. And the debug functionalities, we are going to see these debug functionalities whenever we build any of the project. Debugging plays a key role, because whenever we are building the solution, we might get issues at the development flow. So if you want to see where the issue comes, to diagnose that issue, we are debugging the solution. And also, while executing in debug mode, like we are going to execute the flow step by step process flow. Okay, in that we are easily identifying issues where it is causing in that flow. And also we have multiple features like to see the data what it is flowing, and to rerun by using existing log files, using some play automation playback events, all these things we are going to see those when it comes. Okay, all these source controls we are going to see whenever we are having the requirement in the process development. Okay, cut, remove, rename, these are general usage. If you want to remove or cut or rename the project, all these actions we can see. Unload project, loading and unloading project. We manage imported project types and projects we are going to see. And the run actions. Suppose if we have developed multiple automations, if you want to run only few automations in those, or if you don't want to run that particular automation, then we can set that run action. If we set that run action, you see the available options available there is set all but automations to not to run. So if we set this one, it will set to not run. Okay, and set all to not run, set all to run, all these things we can set. But generally we will not use these ones. But if you want say specific automation or specific action not to run, then we will choose this. Okay, deploying project, whenever we completed the project development, if you want to give it to the end user, as we discussed in earlier session, we'll getting a dot manifest file and a dot os file as a executable format of this developer solution. Those we are going to give it to end user, and he is going to run in runtime environment. Okay, for a deploying project we have different ways. We can right click on this and we can select the deploy project, or we can see the deploy project option here. You can see in the shortcut, in multiple places we can deploy this, which means multiple places means either local deployment we can do or a server deployment we can do. And we are going to see, and we have seen this open folder in file explorer, and the properties of this project. If we see select this properties, it is going to open the properties section. And the same way, if we select this project and if you go to the properties window, we are going to see properties related to that particular project. And each project or each execution link or data flow link having its own id, and this is the project id. With this project id, it is going to create a folder, and it is going to store the temporary references files for execution. It is going to create a folder structure in one of the folder inside in our local only. I'll go to show this one as well. Okay, and if you see one more here, like if you see toolbox items, but whenever you use few minutes before, it is showing lot of components like PEGA robotic components and .NET components. We are seeing it here, but now we are unable to see here any of this. To see, whenever you actively selected any of the functionality, those relevant components only you are seeing it here. Whatever we can use inside this automation while development, those only we can see. Other features we cannot see here. Suppose if I'm taking one window form. For developing user interface, we are selecting these window forms. In most of the RDA projects, we are as we discussed, we are defining one user interface for the user to provide any input or output or any decision making to interact with the bot. We are defining these window forms, and I'm just selecting this one. I'm clicking add. we can design like as per the requirement. If we are defining only login form, just username, password, and login button and cancel button is fine. If you are defining some other form which is feeding by the user specific data, either it may be a text box, combo box, checkbox, radio buttons, or table information or PDF view. All these things we can define in this design forms. Okay. So suppose if you are seeing here, only few components you can able to see. Suppose, just to make sure, I'm just adding one button here. I'm just adding one button here and one text box. If I want to define, we have to be in this window form, then only we can see here. Or else if you are going to automation, then those relevant components will be showing in the toolbox. Suppose if I try to type here button, we are not able to see. Text box, we are not able to see. Because whichever is in the active state, those relevant components only we are able to see. Okay. And as we discussed, we are going to interact with one more window, right? Last time we have discussed view object explorer, and whatever we have defined in the automation or in the window form, the components we are seeing it here, right? We are going to use those components, button click or text box, any data, all these functionalities. Okay, we are just dragging and dropping those. Whenever I'm just dragging and dropping those components here, by default this click only it is coming. By default this text box only it is coming. These are default functionalities of set to this particular button or a text box. If you want to use more functionalities of this button or a text box or any other component, you just need to select properties. Selecting this button, properties, they are not defined here, we can get it. And events and methods, we are not seeing. We have discussed this as well in the last session. If you want to get more properties, events, method, you just need to select that component in here in the object explorer, in the object hierarchy section, and in the object inspector section you have to select this configure type. And you can see more number of properties, events, and methods. If you expand, you can see more methods. So I'm just selecting all, clicking OK. So relevant to button, it is having lot of methods. It's a very easy like to identify functionality of that particular method or property. Because if you see like the naming convention they have provided, it's very easy to understand, like hide and get preferred size, and bring to front, contains, create control, all these things, it is easily to identify the method and its functionality. If you want to see, just click particular one and you can see what are the input parameters, what are the output parameter, output method or parameter it is giving. All this method definition it is going to show. Okay, whatever we are developing the flow, we are dragging and dropping those component functions, methods, properties here, and we are connecting the dots, which means this yellow dot, I mean input flow, inflow, it is a blue one is data flow. If you want to pass data from one place to other place or one design block to other design block, we are going to connect this blue dots. Here if we see the arrow mark, which means that particular text box, into the text box we are passing some text from outside. Here if you see, it is coming out from the text box, whatever the text inside that text box, we are getting from that to somewhere else. Okay, and this is data flow. sorry, execution flow. And these are data flows. Only two flows available in the entire automations development: execution flow and data flow. Okay, here after clicking that button, what it is going to perform action, that flow will define like blockwise. Okay, and how the data has to flow, we will define by connecting this one. Okay, and we will discuss more about each item. These are the mainly items we are using while project development for any of the project, for user interface, window forms, for developing process flows, automations, and for interacting any Windows applications, standalone applications, which means whatever the applications installed in our local, those called Windows applications, right? Then if you want to integrate those Windows applications, and if you want to automate any of the interactions with the Windows based application, we are going to use this adapter, and we will see what is adapter and how it will integrate that external applications to the studio here. Okay, and Windows applications, any web browser, web based browsers, right? Like uh, Internet Explorer, all these things, we are going to use this one. Anyway, Internet Explorer got decommissioned and it is no longer in usage, right? Now we are using Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, all these things, right? For those, we are having additional adapter called Universal Web Application Adapter, and this was developed initially specific to Internet Explorer, and this was developed to interact with any other browsers. Okay, global container, it's a container which holds the components we are defining to make it use of, globally. I'll tell you each component here, how we are going to use, and in which scenarios we are going to use. All these things we are going to discuss later. Okay, just as part of studio environment understanding, I'm just explaining these things. Not to worry if you, I mean, having any doubt or any confusion. First time it will be like. I mean, confusion state or not understanding initially, but while developing project, we are going to use all these in many places. So no issues. We can see each one of it. Okay, all these components. Okay. Uh, let's open for the question and answer session. Uh, Whatever we have discussed, if you have any queries, just please ask. This is basic of introduction of the studio environment. The project development not yet started. We are going to see each one of it later in coming sessions. Please ask if you have any queries.
It will automatically save of every action, or we need to save manually
Yeah.
because
Whenever
earlier
we are
the studio got
yeah,
crashed, right?
yeah. So whenever
So
it got crashed, yeah, please continue.
yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, whenever it got crashed, whatever the saved work, it will be having it. I mean, whenever we are opening it, and whenever I opened, it asked, it prompted one window which is asking for recover, right? So recover, whenever we are selecting that recover, it is, getting that data, whatever we have saved it. If we don't save it, it will not show any development. Okay, by default, if you want to save, we have options here: save automation and save all, which means whatever we have performed some actions here in this automation one, if we select save, only the changes done in this automation only, it will save. If we save all, if we select save all, means whatever automations available in the whole project or all window from any other component, it is saving entire changes in the solution level. We have to select manually only.
Okay.
Yeah, please ask if you have any other questions. uh, by the way, if no, any one of you not installed the studio, right, it's better to get that link and install those, so that parallelly, while developing and explaining each of the topic, you are going to work parallelly, and if you have any queries, then you can share your session, screen, and show your issue. I can rectify while in the question and answer section.
Okay.
Like, having any query, anyone?
No query as of now.
Sorry, can you please come again?
I am telling no query as of now.
uh, Sorry, I didn't get you. It's not clear, can you
Yeah,
please
hi
come again?
Harsha.
Oh,
Yeah, hi Harsha. Am I audible
yeah.
now?
Yes.
What I am telling, no, I am telling that I have no queries for now. Means,
Okay, got it. Yeah, as I said, like, whatever we have discussed, some of the components, some of the windows, right? Initially I have shared some information about it. Help.openspan.com, we have one side. If you go to that help.openspan.com, select the version and type solution explorer, type object explorer, type toolbox, all these technical terms we are discussing here. You just type that there, and you are going to see more information about it in detail, each component level, each project item level. We are going to see that. If you just see that, and if you are not able to understand those particular one, just let me know, I'll clarify then and there. Okay. If you're not having any queries, we can wind up the session. Okay, thanks for the time, and we are going to continue in the next session tomorrow. Thanks all.